Hold on a minute. I wasn't thinking. Everyone, it's going on, and we will get started here in just a few minutes. Sorry about that. I was getting my camera set for the desk and forgot that I needed to turn it on. Let me see if I need this light. We'll leave that light on. We'll see how that goes. So come on in and get a seat. Let me get the chat set up. So let me give me just a minute. I'm going to do that right this minute. And all right, I think we are good. Let's see, there we go. All right, so we are streaming to Facebook and YouTube, and this is Tuesday, January 6th, and 2026. Can you believe that? So come on in, grab a seat, bring your drink, and we'll get started in about probably about 5 minutes. Okay, so and in the meantime, I'm going to make a notation of something, and I just got to look it up in the catalog. So bear with me just a momento. And let's see. So y'all get to just look at the top of my head. All right, hang on. Let me get the annual catalog out. So where are we? Trying to find my stuff here. All right. The new year, new things are going to be happening. All sorts of goodies, right? Hold on. I'm trying to find paper trimmer. Okay, 103. 103. Oh, paper trimmer. All right. Welcome, everyone. Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. We'll get started here in just a few minutes. And I think I've got myself organized. Let me see. Oh, that's my old one. Where is my to-do list? This is my old one. Oh, I gotta leave that out. Just talk to yourself. Because I know I do. I do that quite often. I talk to myself quite often. Oh, here's my other thing. My to-do list for 26. We haven't done that yet. Okay. We are moving right along here. My husband's gone to the show with his brother. So I am here, just me and Rosie. And we'll get started again in about, probably about 4 or 5 minutes. Let me just click off a few things here that we don't need. All right, there we go. So come on in, have a seat, and we'll start shortly. All right. And the dog is in the chair in the other room. I don't know if she'll make an entrance or not. Probably not. But you never know. Never know. All right. And then, oh, I know what I want to look at too. I think that's an online. Let me hang on a minute. I gotta look at something else. See if that one's in here. Oh yeah, page 66. Let's see that first. Okay. Page 66 first. And inspect it all. All right. Oh, there's Karen. Oh, let me see if I can go get her. How you doing? She's laying in the chair. So let me go see if I can grab her. And she's a cutie. Hold on. Let me go get her. Rosie. Here, come on. Look for me. Where are you? We go. So Christy and I, now the second Steve. We're coming. He was sleeping in Daddy's chair. Okay, here we go. Woo, look at that face. Look at that pretty. Hello, Karen. I know I'm not a cat, but I'm a dog. Say hi to her right there. Look right there. Look at that face. Doesn't she look like a sea otter? Oh, I see sleeping in Dad's chair. His brother and sister-in-law came in town last week, and Cindy just left Sunday, and so Barry stayed another week. So the boys are playing golf and doing all that stuff. So he he took my spot at the trivia because we had a concert tonight, and so his brother. I said, well, let's just let them go. Look at that. See the cutie. Aren't you? Say hi, everybody. This is Rosie, the rescue dog. She's precious. And she does, this is what she does. She picks her nose and she walks past you and she bumps it on the back of your leg. I don't know if that's just to check to make sure that we're still there, or she's trying to get our attention and talk to us. We're not sure. So anyways, this is Rosie, the new face of the Duval family. So I'm going to go put her back in her bed, in her chair, so she can rest. So anyway, we go. Back in the chair. Yeah. Like, that doesn't come back in here? Does that come back in? You want to lay in your bed? All right. Okay, I'm back. Now, I'll have to go lay down now she's come back in here. She might lay in her bed in here, but anyway, I know she's a cutie, and it's so funny is we have these little Scott thinks she looks like a sea otter, and we have these pictures that we got when we went to Alaska, and there's these three. I guess they're like young sea otters, and they're laying on the back, which is how she lays, with their paws like this, right? And they've got the same cute little like button nose and the little brown, little eyes, and they're so daggone cute. And we keep saying that she's our sea otter because she really does look like the picture. Hey, how are you? But she's really getting so much better. I mean, we've had her now 5 months, and she's starting to come into her own. And I think I might have mentioned to y'all, we're trying to get her to not bark when people knock at the door. But now he's saying, "Can you speak to me?" Like speak, and he wants her to go woof. I said, "You're kind of going to make signals." But the other day we were out in the dog. We have a dog at the other end of the building. Poppy was up and looking out the window, and Rosie's out there wanting to play, and she's mouthing like she's trying to make a noise, and all of a sudden she goes like that. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's hot." So it's amazing. She really has come a long way considering when I got her, she was afraid of everything except for other dogs. But she was afraid of people, never been on a leash, cars, golf cart, anything, wind. I mean, it was just crazy. So anyway, all right, let's see. What time is it? It is, where is my clock? Just better look at this. All right, 7:04. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm Dawn Duval. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I live in Fort Myers, Florida, and I have been doing this. It's been 15 years next month. It's just crazy. And I started this like everybody else, just to get a discount, which I still, and obviously I do. I don't teach as many classes in person like I used to. Most of my stuff is online. So here we are. So tonight, now the new catalog is out. It's live. I'll just give an update. Bonus days started today, and that will run through, I think, February 2nd. So for every $50 you spend, you get a $5 coupon, and they will send those to you in the month of early March. And they'll send them to you after you spend the 75. Pardon me. Let me back up. As you spend $50 and close out that, then you're going to get an email with however many coupons that you qualify for. And then those can be redeemed starting, I think, March 3rd for the month of March. So keep that in mind. And we have a new Product of the Month Club, which is something they've just started. So we're not doing celebration anymore. They're doing the Product of the Month Club. And if you spend $75 or more, you can purchase the Product of the Month for $5. Now, we don't know what it is until they show it around the first of the month. And then they did bring it out today. It is a stamp set with various sentiments in there. So it's all sentiment stamps. And I ended up adding that to my order earlier today because I figured for $5, why not? So every month it's going to be something different. So we don't know what it is. So this one happens to be a stamp set. And it looks like something that you can use and use it, when you need different types of sentiments. So you never have enough sentiment stamps as far as I'm concerned. So that's that. The other thing I wanted to update you all on is I'm going to start doing things a little bit differently. And I don't think I think I told you all, I did tell you all that that I created a chat bot. Did I not? I can't remember. I will post that for y'all. Well, I'm going to get a couple of people to review it, make sure everything looks fine, and then I'll post it and y'all can start using it. But anyways, I'm going to start offering classes and online, and they're going to be product based. If you want to participate, you can. Now I'll still do the video. It's going to be on a separate date, and I have that scheduled. And if you want to watch the video, is fine. If you want to take advantage of getting the products involved with it, then I've got that open to those. And then once the video closes, I'm going to have it closed. So if you don't pay for the class, then you will not have access to that video after that particular night, or get the PDF tutorial and all of that stuff. So that one is using this new address to you stamp set. Oh my gosh, you guys, let me just tell you what I've done. You won't know these names, but let me just show you. We're going to do this, and the class will this is the new way the packaging is for the stamps and the dies. So the fee is $35. That includes the stamp, and you're going to get 10 envelopes. And then you have the option. Let me just show you some of the things that I've done here. Pam. Let me see. I'm trying to find somebody that I'll just hide this person's. Anyway, I'll just tell you a couple of what I've done. So what you can do, I'm going to cover up this person's address right here so you can't see it, but which is kind of defeating the purpose. But anyway, so let me show you the blank one. It's not as fun as the one that I made because oh yeah, it is. Okay, so here's one of the envelopes. Like you can address it. I don't know if I showed you all this or not. And then we have an internal mail system. So I will do this, and then I put it in the box where they live, or I put it in our internal mailbox. And then, of course, if it's your birthday and you're getting mailed, then you'll have one that has the actual lines that you can write your address on. Now I've got to put these back in order, but that's okay. So anyway, that's really cool. So the class is $35. Now I do have an add-on because if you want to color these, I'm using watercolor pencils. If you use Stampin' Blends, they're going to bleed through. So the watercolor pencils, I think they run $18 with tax and all that mess. It's probably going to be about $21. I'm going to give them to you at a discount. So it'll be 13 watercolor pencils. You'll also get a clear case that you'll store them in, and then you'll also get I'm going to give you a complimentary blender pen. It's got the liquid in it that you will use to smooth out the lines of the watercolor pencils. So I'm going to put that, it's going out, I think, this evening after the video, if I'm not mistaken. So you'll have all of the information there if you're interested. And I'll give you the dates of when the class is. If you don't pay for it, that's fine. You can still watch the few minutes that I'll spend and showing how we can decorate the cards or your envelopes. Okay. All right. So that's that. Now, with that being said, now we're going to move over to what we're going to use this evening. This evening, I'm going to use one of the new bundles, Gears and Texture. I always have a hard time, and I don't know about y'all, trying to come up with ways to make masculine cards. And so I thought this one was really unique and different. So I'm going to flip the camera down. I'm going to show you in the catalog. It's on page 53. Now, if you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with, and you would like a catalog, just leave me a comment catalog, and then I'll need to get your mailing address, and I'll put one out in the mail to you. Okay. So let me flip the camera down, and then we'll take a look at this, and then I'll actually show you what we're going to make. Okay. So give me just 1 second. Let me flip this around. Oh, hang on. There we go. All right, give me just a second so I can adjust this so that we can all see. Let me get up this head. Okay. All right, not too bad. All right, so this is on page 53 of the catalog. And it's called Gears and Texture. I thought this was great. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be for guys, but to me, this kind of looks more masculine. But there may be females that are into gears and doing that type of work. You know what I mean? So it can really be, but I take it more of a masculine look, and that's probably not the right thing to do, but I did. And then here are some of the samples that Stampin' Up has come up with. So you can see the various ways that you can use them. Like, and it does come with the dies. So there's let's see, there are 16 dies, and the stamp set has 16 stamps, so it coordinates. Now there's no sentiment, so you will have to have some sentiment stamps to go along with that. All right, so let me put this aside, and let me show you here. This is the now. I don't know why Stampin' Up decided to create these. These things are like they're 9 inches, 9 1/4 or 9 something inches. This is 5 and like 7/8 wide. I'm not quite sure. I know they have the reasonings why they came out with this size, but to me, like the stamp on this one, the stamp set only goes to here, right? So you got this much that's extra. Granted, they're thinner, so they're going to stand up much better. Let me adjust this thing. Hang on one second. Let me just move this. Sorry. Try to get better in. So I'm not sure. You know, I don't think they're going to come out with that many large stamps, but who knows what they're going to do in the new catalog. So this is, and they're all photopolymer. So all the stamps going forward are all photopolymer. We will no longer have red rubber stamps. And then here's all the dies. So look at all these dies, and I've put out a bunch of the stuff that we're going to use. So we've got all these different gears and I don't know, steps and ladders and chains and light bulbs and all sorts of screws and nuts and bolts and all that stuff. So that's what we're going to work with. Now we're going to do, and I don't know what the name of it is called, but it's I'm calling it the 4-corner, and I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to take a piece of white cardstock and we're going to draw a line with pencil down the middle of both sides of the paper, and then we're going to stamp in the corners and the inside, and then we're going to create these cards. So this is what I came up with. So this one I used Old Olive, and it's just you come up with a pattern. So this is you're making your own pattern in the background basically. And I think we've done this before, but I don't remember. It might have been a year or two ago. All right, so there's one of the cards I did, and that's going landscape. And then this one I did in portrait, and this is on Pretty Peacock. So you can kind of see, and once we get started, you'll get a better idea of how this works if you've not seen this before. And then here's another one. And of course, there's that chain, and that's stamped in black. It's Secret C. And then here's another one that I did in the landscape. This is Thank You. One's a birthday. This one is a birthday. This is using the stamp set. Oops, hang on. Not 29 anymore. And I love some of the sentiments. This one says, I don't know about you, but I feel like you're not 29 anymore. And then this one's just a regular birthday. So that's what we're going to create this evening. Okay. So I have all of my inks are set up with my stamp. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring in, now this paper trimmer, you hear me talk about it all the time. This is on page, oh God, what did I just say? It's in the new it's in the annual catalog. It's $28. It has a scoring blade, a cutting blade. The arm opens up to 17 inches. And then all of these are 1/4 inch marks. So this is perfect if you need something that's small and doesn't take up a lot of room other than when you open the arm. Okay? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a piece of white, basic white cardstock, and I'm going to put it 8.5 by 11, right? So 8.5, I'm going to put this in here at 4 1/4 to give us our halfway mark, right? And then I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to squeeze it through let me get up here. And I think we've done this before. I'm going to squeeze this into my track where I can draw a line, and I'm just going to do a light line, and I'm not going to worry about it because we're not going to really see it because we're going to be coloring over this, stamping over this, okay? And if I don't get it all the way, at least gives me an idea of how we're going to do our corners. All right, now we're going to turn this to 5.5, right? Because that's what we need to get to our center point. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to come in here, and depending on the size of your pencil, you might have to just spread it just a little bit and then just draw a line, and it can just be real light and going through. All right, so that gives us our 4 squares. And I'm sure you all have seen this before. Oh, very mixed media. That's right. Okay. So now we have our 4 squares. So what we want to do, and I'm going to pull in, I've got all of my stamps ready. I'm using almost all of the stamps in the stamp set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, like 8. We're using 8 stamps of 16. So I'm using half of them. All right. So I've got them all lined up with the colors that I want to stamp with. So the idea is we're going to come in and we want to stamp here because when we cut this is going to be our front of the card, right? So we want to make sure, let me get this, hang on a minute. I want to get this where y'all can see. But hang on, let me just adjust this. I apologize. I'm trying to get it to where we can see everything. Okay. All right. So, and you can randomly use whatever you want to do. Okay. So I'm just going to start making some, just start stamping, and then I'm going to come through with different colors. I'm going to try to stay within this area here, right? Now I may come up here and do a little bit because if we're, depending on how we're going to use that piece, right? All right, so I'm going to come in, I'm using pecan pie. And once you get this done, it's pretty easy. Then all we're going to do is cut them and just place them on the card and then stamp them. So, and again, it's random. You do what you want. So I've got pecan pie, and this is a squiggly line thing. So I think I'm going to start and put one here. And I'm just going to randomly stamp. And let's do one in the center. So that way it gets on all 4 corners there. And then I think I might do one here. And then we're going to come in and add more stuff. So don't worry. All right. So I'm going to start like that. And there's no right or wrong in this idea at all. You do whatever floats the boat, right? All right. So the next thing, what I want to do is try to use my larger pieces, and then I'll come back in and fill in with the smaller ones. So I've got a circle here, and I'm going to use Pretty Peacock, and we're just going to stamp. I'm just going to stamp around, just come up with some random ways. And I'm going to twist it so that, it's not going to look like I'm going to put one right here. I might, let me do one like that. And then I'll do one down here near this side. Okay, now I may come back and do it again. I don't know. But in the meantime, I'm just going to close these up because my desk only holds so much. All right, and then I'm going to come in with this little guy. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight and Balmy Blue. And this is a small stamp. I'm going to do these kind of around the top. And I'm going to, hang on a second, I got to get me a piece of scrap paper because I want to stamp off on the colors. Hang on a minute. I'm trying to grab a piece of paper with one hand. All right, so I'm going to do some stamping off so it's not quite as dark. So I'm just going to stamp there, and I'm just going to do some random, kind of towards the top of the paper. Maybe I'll do one over here, and then I'll come down. And again, no right or wrong, right? So let's see. I don't know how I want to do this. So let's do one over here, and that was full strength, and then let's do one right here. So you kind of get the gist of it, right? So we're just going to make little marks because we want to get so that when we cut this apart, that we like what it looks like, right? All right. So now that was Misty Moonlight. Now I'm going to come back with the Balmy Blue, and we'll add some. And again, once I get all of this stamp, then we'll come back and fill in if we need to. So I'm just going to add some at the top here just to give it something over in this area. And then we'll come down here. And I'm stamping off just in case y'all are wondering what I'm doing here. Okay. So again, you want to try to stay in the center, but you do want to do some of the outlines too. Okay. And let's see what else. Do we need any more? Let's leave it like that for now. And let's see. Let's do now. This is a gear, so I'm going to do that in a smoky slate. And again, this one is kind of cool because it fits in the circle. So I can come in here and stamp him just like that. And I might stamp off because this is a little bit darker, and I don't think I want it that dark. So I'm going to come back and stamp off, and I'm just going to randomly stamp some of these gears. And again, I'm stamping off. And, you know, it's whatever, you know, whatever your heart desires as far as stamping, you do what you want, right? And let's see. Do we want to, let's put one, and then I'll come back and fill in too, because we've got other stuff. All right, so that's that. We'll put him over here. So I know we'll probably use that one. Now we're going to use Old Olive. Now this one we're going to do 3 different ones. We're going to do a splatter. We're going to do some grungy looking stuff. And then we've got this little guy. Now this guy I'm going to do in green, and then I'm also going to come back and do it in the, I think I'll do it in Misty Moonlight. I'm going to stamp a little bit. And this guy I'm just going to stamp him. It's another gear, but it's in like it's in the green color. So we want to get some other colors in here, right? So we'll stamp him down here. And again, I'm trying to stay within that block, right? And, or the side. So let's do one, we don't want to go too far over. Let's put one there. He's kind of dark. So let's stamp off. And, all right, I think that's good with this one for now. Well, then we'll come back. Actually, let's do this. Let's stamp him right there. Oh, shoot, I had that one, but that's okay. That's all right. All right, now I'm going to come in with the grunge. So we're going to kind of grunge it up some with the green. And I'll put some right about here. And if they overlap, it's okay, right? So that's fine. I'll come down here and do this one like that. I'm trying to get the paper in here so y'all can see what I'm doing. All right, and then we'll do another little grunge, maybe we'll do it right there where it's kind of covering. We've got 2. Let's put one more over. Let's turn it and do one like right here. Okay. And then I have the splatter thing. We're going to do that in green. And I think I'm going to put one right inside of there. That looks kind of cool. I'm going to put one up here where it's splattered. Again, we just want to, you know, try to fill in some areas. So we get a little bit of everybody on here. We'll put him right there. I like this little splatter thing. Splatter. All right. So I need to look at this and see what are we missing. So I'm going to put a chain around the bottom through the center and around the top and the bottom. So we're going to do that. But I want to make sure we're leaving enough room. Like this guy probably could have come over a little bit, but that's fine. So in that case, I'm going to clean this. I think I'm going to do a splatter. Let's do some of the Misty Moonlight because we don't have much of that. Pardon me. Let me go ahead and close up green. I think we've got plenty of green. Let's do some Misty Moonlight. We'll do a little bit of splatter. Let's put one right here. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good. And then let's put one right there and one right here. Let me think. Wait, we got too many splatters there. Let me think. This would be one of the cards. Let's put one right there. All right. So you see how we're kind of keeping it within this range here. And let's see what else do we need to do. Let me think through this for a minute. So we want to come out. We can do it this way. And we've got room here because we're going to cut a little bit of this off. I think we're good. Let's see. Is there anything else we want to add on here other than our thing? I think that looks pretty good. Oh, you know what? This one looks a little naked. So I'm going to put this, where's that splatter? This one right here. I got a gap. I'm going to put him right between there. And we'll do that down here too. This one has a gap. Fill in that gap. Okay. All right. Okay, so we've got that. Now, let me make sure my stuff is closed up. I'm going to come in with the secret C. Move all these out of the way. All these stamps. All right, we're going to come in with secret C, and here's the chain. So I'm going to take the chain. I just want to kind of give it like, I don't want to say a border, but I want to give it to where it's got gives it some depth, like it kind of grounds it. So I'm going to stamp this, and I'm going to stamp it right along the edge. So let me turn my paper. I'm going to stamp it here. I could have done it that way. Let me do it this way. All right, I'm going to stamp it up here, and this is going to go from one end to the other. So we're just going to kind of get it grounded. All right, we're going to put that there. But that's okay. Not going to worry about it. We're not going to worry. No worries. And I'm going to come down here and do the same thing. I'm just going to put it right near the edge of the paper. And then we're going to go up the center. That just kind of gives it. And then we're going to go up the center. And I'm going to do one on each side. So there's my pencil line right there. Actually, I think I'm just going to go right up the pencil line. I'm going to put one right here. And then I'm going to put one right in this area. All right, so when we cut it, we're going to have part of the chain on part of it. I'm not going to worry about that because that's going to be fine. They're going to think that's how it's supposed to look. No one knows what this thing is supposed to look like, right? All right, you can wipe that off. Okay, so I think we're going to leave that the way it is. So now I'm going to bring in the paper trimmer. Now, the first thing we need to do is we're going to cut it in half. And then, because this is at 4 1/4, right? So we're going to cut this in half, and then we're going to trim these pieces down. So this is at 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut this right down the middle, and that's going to separate part of our chain, which I think will be fine. Actually, I should have done it on both sides, but that's okay. We're going to go with this. All right, so this is at 4 1/4, okay? So we're going to cut that. All right, now we're going to turn around. We're going to cut this at 5 1/2, and then we're going to cut down. Actually, let's do it this way. This is going to be, what is it, 4 1/4. So we want to cut this down. We already cut that at 4 1/4, right? No, we need to cut this to 4 because we don't want 4 1/4. We're going to cut this at 4 inches. So we're going to cut off a little bit right here. All right, so we're going to trim that because we need 4 inches on the side, and then we're going to turn it, and we're going to do these because we want a border, so we want to cut this. I'm going to cut down the center line, all right, because there's my pencil mark. I'm going to cut the center, and then I'm going to trim this down which I could have done in one piece, but I want this to be trimmed we want this to be 5 1/4, right? So we're going to come here, and I'm just going to trim it to 5 1/4. Just so that we have enough that when we put it on our card base, we'll have a little thing on it, a little border, okay? So we'll do the same thing on this one. So this one, we've got him at 4 inches, which is good. And then we want this at 5 1/4. 5 1/4. And we could have done this in one piece, but I'm just doing it this way. So I'm just going to trim off another small amount there. And then we can do that on this one. Right? So this one, just trim it down. So there's our line. So let's go ahead and cut that up. All right. And then we're going to trim this to, let's see, this is going to be 4. So we can trim off this part of this side right here. Are you with me so far? So we're just getting these down to be our card base. All right. So that's 4. And then we want this at 5 1/4. So there's my 5, and actually, let's trim it this way so that doesn't look so funky. So we'll cut off some of this white. Actually, let me just bring it down just a little bit. We don't want to cut all of our grind off. All right, so this piece is going to be, so it's like 5 3/8, which is fine. I'm not going to worry about that. It'll be a little bit, have less of the cardstock showing through. And then we have one more piece that we want to trim down. So this is at 4 1/4. So we're going to take it off on the side that's all white, so we don't cut off any of our design. And then this one, we want to be at 5 1/4. So we're going to just trim a little bit off of here. And then we'll be able to put our cards together. All right. So now we have 4 pieces to make cards with. All right. Now these are going to be basic. You can add as much bling and ribbon if you want to, but I'm just going to make these and kind of on a little bit more basic. All right, so this is what and however you want to put it on here, right? Now we got to stamp our sentiment. So we're going to make, we're just going to go through here and we're going to make some birthdays just like I did before. So let me grab my stamp set. All right, we're going to do a birthday. And I've got this one, and I'm going to do these in, what color do we want to do them in? I guess I'll just do them in the secret sea. How's that? It's a great look. It's fun. I think it's something different. All right, so we're going to use secret sea for the sentiment. So I'm going to use this one that says, I don't know about you, but I feel like you're not 29 anymore. So this would be something you're going to send to somebody that you know pretty well, right? Now, if I do it like this, then that means my card's going to go in the landscape mode. So I'm going to put that right about there. So just keep that in mind, all right? So I'm going to put that one on the peacock. It doesn't matter. All right, and then the next one, see how this one, I'm going to put this one in the portrait mode. So this one, let's do the birthday. Let's do happy birthday. And I'm going to put him a little bit at an angle. So we got happy birthday. And then that will go on one of the colors. I'm using Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, and Pecan Pie. So we'll decide which ones we're going to put those on. Give me 1 second. I got these things popping up on my computer. Okay. All right. So we've already done that one. This one, now this one I'm probably going to do, I kind of like that one. Both of these can go long. I think I'll do this one up here. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do this one in portrait, and this one I'll do in landscape. So let's do this one. I'll do the thank you for being you. So we'll put that right here. Actually, and I'll do that right over here. Let me think. So the card's going to go like that. And you can put it on a banner. If you want more background on the front, you can add, once you get these cut out, you can always come back and stamp some more stuff. I think I'm going to put this one over here. Thanks for being you. And then if I want to come back and maybe add to fill in some of this whiteness here, or if I want to add some embellishments, I can do that. So I'm just going to leave that there. It's a little crooked, but who cares, right? Nobody's going to know. And then this one we'll do in the landscape mode. And I think I'm going to do this one. I think I'm going to do this one in peacock, just because pretty peacock. And I'm going to make this the birthday one. So let me grab the peacock, and we'll because I'm thinking on one of these I might add some more stuff, but that's all right. So I'm going to do pretty peacock on this one, and I'm going to place the birthday right about there. Okay, that was good. All right, so now all we've got to do is put these guys together, and I'll move all this out of the way. All right, so this one I'm going to do on the pretty peacock. So I've already got my cardstock at the 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I'm just going to add this to this. And then if you want to add bling or whatever you want at that time, then that's what we'll do. Or you can layer it if you want to have more layers. You can do it that way. And just to let you know, if you need glue, this liquid glue is on back. It's out of stock right now. I about fell out because I'm thinking, oh, I have one bottle left. I might have to dig into one of my kits that I have and pull it out. But they should be getting some back, just to let you know. All right, so I'm just going to lay this here, and we're going to put that in the portrait mode. So there's one of our cards. And again, we can add some bling to it. And then we'll come in. Let's see, which one's got, this this one. We'll put this one on Old Olive. It's got a lot of the olive. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fold that. Here is my bone folder. See how easy this is? So this is a great way that you can make 4 quick cards. You could call it a one-sheet wonder, I guess, because we're taking 1 sheet of cardstock and making our own background paper is what you're doing, right? So this one, we're going to make him upside. He's going to go this way too. Oh, I guess I did both the birthdays that way. That wasn't very smart. That's okay. All right, so there's that one. And now we have a pretty pecan pie. So we will do, and this one looks like he's really empty. So I think we need to add a little bit more. I think we need something else here. Since I'm going to use that on Peacock, I'm going to come in and I'm going to add one more of this little line thing. So I'm just going to pop that. I'm just going to put this right over here in this area, just to kind of take up that open space, okay? So there's that. That's going to go right there. So that makes it not look so empty. All right, and then we're going to pop that one down. And again, you can add some twine. If you want to pop your sentiment up, you could do that. Cut it out and pop it up on dimensional, and then add some twine or embellishments or whatever. But for now, these are going to just be kind of basic. I might go back and add some embellishments to them, but most likely not, because I don't want to get too much where it's like way out of the way. All right, now this one, all right, we're going to cut that one. Now you see this one's a little shorter on the sides, but who knows, right? Nobody knows the difference. And then this is Misty Moonlight, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. So this one, we're going to take it and we're going to place that one on there, and then it's going to open this way. And then we'll have our cards, and of course, we'll put our inside white piece on the inside. And so we've got 4 cards that we've done in less than an hour. That's pretty cool. So you could play with any kind of stamps you have, any kind of images, and make your own 4-corner cards, right? So there are the cards before we put anything on the inside. Now, isn't that pretty clever? Look at that. So how quick was that? I used to see that glue at Walmart. Oh, I didn't hear that. Hi, Linda. So I think it's a fun stamp set. The grungy look, if you want to call it, is called the, what did I do with the stamp set? I hit it. It's the Gears, well, hang on. What did I do with him? Oh, he's right over here. Okay, so let's look at the difference too. All right, Gears and Textures. Oh, put that over there. Gears and Textures is the stamp set and dies. And then you can see what we're not done. I forgot. Don't go anywhere. I put out stuff to put on here. I completely forgot. Thank goodness I saw it. Now we have room. We've got stuff. We can add this stuff on here. I was thinking, why do I have a lot of white space? Okay, so there's all these different gears I cut out. So we're going to start gluing them down. There you go. All right, let's put this one. Nope. We got too much green. So let's do a blue one. I think for something else. All right, I'm going to put this. This is Misty Moonlight, and I thought I was done. I'm not done, y'all. Okay, this is Misty Moonlight. So we've got that. I'm going to put this gear right here, and it can hang over, right? No biggie. We're going to put that one right there. We've got we have big ones, little ones, all sorts of different sizes. Now we have a green one here, which we can put over. See, that can kind of go over. Y'all see, let me pull this in. I forgot I had all these. I got excited. All right, since we need something there you go. We're taking up space now. All right, so we're going to just put some glue on this. I put all these out yesterday. All right, how about, let's just do that one right there. And we'll come back. We may come back and add something else. Okay, because I got several. And I got these little circles, which cut out when you cut out some of these pieces. So we're good. Let's see. So now let's put this right here. Can you see my card? So I can put that inside that base if I want, which we could do. or we could put it inside of there, so it really doesn't matter. Let's see, this one's kind of got a lot. So why don't we, do I have a blue? Hold on, I have a blue somewhere. I thought I had a blue circle, the outline of a circle. Hang on a minute, I got brown, but where's that blue one? Oh, all right, I'm not gonna look for it. Let's take this guy and let's put him right there on top of this. We're gonna put him on top of that, right there, that gear. So we'll just add a little glue. So this is what you can do. So these are how you can use your dies. So make sure you remember that, because I almost forgot. And then we've got more ways that we can dress up. I'm just going to place that right over there, over the top of that guy. So now we're going to add a little bit more color to the tops of our cards, right? And then I've got, let's see, that can be too big for this one. Yeah, I don't think I want to put that on there. He's too big. We could do, let's see, I don't think we want to do any more on that one. We could do a little brown one right here. Or, yeah, let's do that. Let's put the brown one here because he doesn't have much brown. And it's all for fun. So I think this is kind of a unique set. And I really do like it. I'm going to put him right over here. Pardon me. And then I'm going to take this little guy. I'm going to put him right on top of that. So see, there's all sorts of possibilities and things that you can do with your die set. All right, now this guy, we pop that little guy out. We don't need that. We'll just pop and let him have a hole there. We'll take him out and pop that down. Then the pecan goes right through. All right. So see what we're doing here? All right. And then we have, all right, let's do this. We've got this little piece, which was a pop out. I'm going to put him right here. Nah, I don't think so. I don't like that. All right. We've got one more thing we need to do. So let's figure out, I could do that. I could put that there. I think this is good. I don't think we need to add anything else to that one. Oh, this one. We have this one. I think he's too big now. I think I'm going to leave this one off. And then this one, I really don't have a place. So we'll use him in another thing. So I think this one, I think that one looks good. I think this one looks fine. I like this one. We probably could put a little something right there, but I don't want to overdo it. I could put this guy kind of like that over top since it's the pecan. We could do that. And why not? Right? I mean, it could be right up in here. Let's do it like that. Let's put him right over there. See, then you can just create your own images. And it's fun. So I might have to make some more of these. I'm gonna place him right there, right there where he's kind of in the center of that, of those lines. And now I have, see, I could take and put that there if I wanted, but I kind of like the hole. Or you could put the gear inside of there. But that might be different, but I got a gear right there. Now I'll leave that blank. All right, so we've got some extras we can use. I'll make some more cards. So they're not supposed to show like that. So that'll have all the stuff to put on here. So now our cards look a lot different, don't they? So here we have our Misty Moonlight, which is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's going to open to the left like a book. And then we have this one where we just added the two gear and then this little round circle outline of a circle. Get these in the picture for you guys. And then this one, I put this one all the way down here. So it kind of, again, you want to kind of keep the space here. You could add more stuff to it, and then this one as well. There we go. Something else I had to do. Oh, right. You're so smart. Use the extras on the inside. So there you go. We can do, let's do that. Let's put, let's just add one. We'll put the green one in here since it's the pecan. We'll just add that to the inside. And we'll put it, Karen, you're so smart. She's a smart lady. All right. So we'll put this one, we'll just put it down here in the corner. All right, so we'll have that one for here. You were so smart. See, I didn't think about that. And then we have one of these big guys, so we could put a big guy in here. We actually could do this one for, we could put that in the center. You could write around it if you wanted. You could put him up top and then write your message around that. We could do that. Why not? They'll open up, they'll go, oh my gosh, look at that. That's okay. They'll be very unique cards that they will have not seen. I'm gonna put that one right there. And you could even put it off to the side and kind of cut it off if you wanted. But that would be fun. And if you don't like it like that, you can flip it this way. So either way, whichever way. And then we'll do a couple of these little circles since we have some of these. Let's do, we've got a couple of little circles, so we could just kind of put those down at the bottom. And kind of like doing the same thing, right? So we'll put that down here. This will be our design for the bottom of the card. And then we'll put a little brown one on top. Actually, we could do a big one, a little one, and a big one. And we'll just put that right there. Why not? And then we can take this little guy and put him over top. No, I don't like that. All right, so good idea, Karen. Very good. Very good, very good. And then we could always add a bigger one if we wanted. You know, you could have little ones and big ones at the top. So whichever you want to do. And then I may come back with something else right here. But great idea. I like that. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, so now you get to decorate the inside of your card. This one I think I'll put, let's put him in here. Put him in that one. And then this one we'll put over here with this, we'll put it over here with this card. So when they open it, they'll have the 2 dots right there. All right, so that's what you can do. So like, thank you, Karen, for the idea of using these on the inside. So I've got some more, so I'll just keep these and make more cards, or I might add these some other places. We'll see. I mean, I could add stuff there. Any place that you think has got too much white, then you can go ahead and add something to it. So, all right. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is a great technique to use. Great way to make 4 cards quickly. And they're unique cards. So none of them are, you'll never have the same card, right? The cards will not be, they may have the same color schemes, but no 2 are going to be exactly alike. So there you go. I thought that this would be a great way to start the year off with a fun grungy type stamp set. And we can go with that and have our masculine cards, and we're good to go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for spending your Tuesday evening with me. I greatly appreciate it. I believe, let me check my calendar real quick. I believe this Friday is our Fundamental Friday at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I will do some type of sketch or fun fold, probably do a fun fold. That's this Friday, Eastern Standard Time, 12 o'clock. And it will be here on Facebook as well as as my YouTube channel. So I hope you all enjoyed these cards. Again, think about what kind of stamp sets that you have that you could use as a background, and then just create your own background paper. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. And if you'd like more information on the upcoming class, just respond. You can message me or leave a comment, and I'll get back with you in the next day. All right. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great evening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye now.